Welcome to Index 3 of my video series on how to make a Discord bot with TypeScript and Illustrator. In this tutorial, we'll be making a say command, and we'll find out how to make a something to deal with the messages, so like a message handler of sorts. So first off, let's go into a main.ts file, and we'll make another line, and we'll type private. And this private keyword, it's used for, it's sort of like the opposite of public. So private is only accessible by this class bot. So that means that we can't call this private method from any other place that we instantiate bot. We can only call it within bot. So this is nice, so other files can't access this method. We can say private message handler, and it's going to take in an argument of message, which is a message. And message is coming from Alice, which I already imported up here, but it should auto-complete. And message just has some stuff inside of it that we can use. So in here, we can just basically copy and paste these lines and just put them in here. Oops. Still getting used to Vim. We need to change these to message instead of MSG. And then we have everything set up. And what's nice about this is now we can delete this line, and up here, instead of this .bot on message create, and we have a function inside, we can just say message handler. And note, it's this message handler since it's inside the function. But note that we don't add parentheses at the end, because then it won't work. What's happening is it's detecting that, oh, we have a message that's being passed in, but we just basically want to pass in the arguments that it already gives us. So it's basically like putting this chunk of code right into here. If we do just the parentheses back over here, it's not actually going to pass in the message object. That's why we're getting the error. The last overload gave the following error: argument of type void is not assignable parameter type args any. And that just basically means we're not passing in this message, and it's requiring the message. So now if we save this and we start up a dev server, I'll stop the video, but you can just run yarn watch and then yarn dev to start up the dev server. So be right back. Alright, I started up the dev server. We can see right here that we have we're starting to compile the TypeScript, and over here we're running nodemon on dist index.js. If we head over to Discord, you can see I have the channel open, and if we type ping, there we go, it'll give us pong. So that means that currently our message handler is working. And that means that this is working right now, so that's all good. Now, something I forgot to mention in my previous video was that we were checking if it's a DM, and we're just returning if it's not a DM, if it is a DM. So that means that we don't want the bot to reply to any DM messages. Another thing we should add in here is or message, it's kind of lagging, .author.bot. And what this is checking for is if the person that sent the message is a bot, we don't want to do anything. And I'll get into why later, but basically, for instance, let's say our bot, we had a say command, and we had the bot say the say command. So it'll have a recursive function, basically. So the bot itself will send its own command, and it'll listen for its own command. It'll say its own command, and it'll listen for that command again. So we don't want the bot to be interacting with itself, or another bot to be interacting with this bot. We just want the bot to interact with only users. And a good way to check this is message.author.bot. And this is just a boolean that returns if the user is a bot. So now we want to make a new line over here, and we can say else if message.content lagging a lot, equals exclamation point say, then what we can do in here is we can say message, wait, hold on, let me think about this. We can say const arg equals, arg just is short for argument. I can say const arg equals message dot content dot slice, I think, slice 1. So basically what slice does, it'll just basically remove the exclamation point. And basically it just removes the first letter of the word, so slice 1. And we can just say console.log arg right here. It's lagging a lot because I'm using OBS, but that should be fine. We'll wait for it to recompile, and we'll head over to Discord. Alright, it's compiled now, and we can go over to Discord, and you'll see if I type exclamation point say and head back to VS Code, it'll just give us say. And this is nice, so you'll see that there's no exclamation point right here because we just removed it with the .slice 1. And so that's working now. We now have say. Now let's say we go over to Discord and we want to give it an argument. So let's say exclamation point say subscribe to MathLeetDev. Alright, and we head over to VS Code. We should see something pop up here. Hold on, let me restart Node1. I think it's lagging. Oh, if we have it head over to... Oh, no. Alright, so the thing is, what's happening right now, I found out the error. What's happening right now is that we're just checking if message.content equals say. But over in Discord, we also want to check if message.content, like this doesn't equal say because it has extra stuff at the end. So we want to check for anything that starts with say. So we can then come over to VS Code and we can, instead of message.content equals say, we can say message.content dot starts with say. And this will basically just find all messages that start with say. So it doesn't matter what's after say as long as it starts with say. So we can then save this. And we'll wait for NodeMon to restart the server. Let me start the bot. Alright, now if we head over to Discord and we type in say, hold on, let me copy this real quick. If we do this again and we head over to VS Code again, what we can see that it says say subscribe to MathLeetDev. So that's nice. We now know what it's saying, but how do we know, how can we extract the say for right now? And one way to do it is we can just, we can just slice 5. And why we did 5 was we have 1 for the prefix, which is exclamation point. We have 3 for the command, and then we have 1 more for the space. So if we save that, save that, and wait for it to restart, alright, it's restarted now. Let's go head over to Discord, and I think it's starting a clipboard, there we go. And we say that again. If we head over to VS Code, we can now see that it says that. So now what we can do is we can just say, message.channel.createMessage. And then we can say arg. Alright, so now if we save that file and wait for it to run, and don't worry about these symbols, that's just because I'm pressing some commands with OBS. You don't need to have those show up. Alright, let's how to root Discord. Let's do this once more. There we go. There we go. And now it's repeating our command. So this is one way to do it. A better way to do this is we can do this for all commands. So right now, what's happening is we're just doing these specific commands, and that's not really like, it may work for just 2 commands, but let's say we had 100 commands on our bot. It's going to be really hard to write all these commands by hand, say like slice stuff and do stuff. We want the bot itself to be able to create its, like, just to know what arguments are being passed down. So let's go back to code, and then instead of all of this, for now, I'm just going to comment this out, because we won't be using this in the future. Instead, we'll say const args equals message.split, and we're going to split it by a space. And wait, it's not message, it's message.content, since that's what the message is actually saying. Alright, so message.content.split. Alright, and we're splitting it by a space. So what that means is, let's say we have a sentence like shard0 establish connection. It's just going to split it by a space and turn it into an list. So we're going to have list element 0 is shard, element 1 is 0, element 2 is establish, and element 3 is connection. And we can actually console.log that to see what it says. And we'll wait for it to rerun. This might be a long video. Alright, head over to Discord, and we'll just say ping A, B, C, D, E, F. And if we type that in the chat and go back to code, we'll see that it actually split it into these nice chunks. And this is really nice. So what we can do is, alright, so first off, we want to check if the message starts with a prefix, because our bot shouldn't be listening to commands for other bots. We should only be listening for commands that start with our prefix. So under here, we can say if not message.guildid or message.author.bot or not message.content.starts-with. And again, we can use the starts with to detect what the message is beginning with. So up here, let's make a const. Let's name it private const prefix equals, well, I don't think that's how you do it. Let's do prefix, which is a string, and we'll do it as exclamation point. And there we go, yeah. So we have prefix now, and this prefix is just going to be our bot prefix that we're going to be using. So now we can say if message or not message.content.starts-with prefix, we'll return not prefix, this dot prefix, since this is only for bot. So if not message.content, if the message doesn't start with an exclamation point, we shouldn't be reading the message. And if it does, we want to say message.content.slice1 or prefix. This is for the general case. This dot prefix dot length. And what this will do is this dot prefix dot length. This is just getting the length of prefix, which in this case is 1. But let's say you have like a prefix, like for example in other bots like please. This now has 4 characters. So we want to slice off the first n, the first n characters in the command. But for now, let's just use an exclamation point. This is basically just going to take the message.content, it's going to remove the prefix, and it's going to split it. So now if we run the spot, wait for it to load, and we head over to Discord, and let's say we type exclamation point ping A, B, C, D, F. And let's head over to code again. Hold on. I think something's wrong. Alright, I think I figured out the issue. We don't actually need this line right here. We can just delete this line. And it just basically, there's a much simpler way to do this. So instead of that, we can just say const args equals, actually no, we don't want const, since we're going to actually be modifying args later. So let's say let args equals that. And we can say message.content.slice, the prefix.length. And then we can say dot to lowercase. And what to lowercase does is we don't want the command to be case sensitive. So if someone says, let's say someone says in chat, exclamation point ping, we want that command to still be registered as ping. We don't want to care if the message is uppercase or lowercase. Let's say someone likes typing the commands. I don't know who would do that, but like with a capital letter first, we don't need to worry about capital or lowercase. If you want to only have it be lowercase, you can remove that line to lowercase, and then we can say dot split with these, and then this is just nice to have. We can map each of the items. Actually, no. Let's skip that for now. So let's say console.log args. So if we run this now, and then we head over to Discord. Oh, we're actually getting an error. So it says type error cannot read property length of undefined. So it looks like we can't be accessing prefix like that. So I think what we'll have to do is, instead of having prefix over here, we might need to have just a prefix variable at the top. So sorry about that. We'll just make a new variable at the top, name it const prefix, and we can just set it to exclamation point. I think it's probably a problem with classes, and base probably isn't allowing us to register that. So let's just remove this, and let's try that again. I think this will probably work better. Alright, let's totally Discord. There we go. Alright, so it's finally working now. As you can see, we have the ping, which is the command. If we go to Discord again and we type something longer like ping A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, we type that something longer like that, and we head over to code, we can see that it actually sorted it out into this nice list. So what's happening right now is we're taking the content of the message and we're slicing off the lengths of the prefix. So we're just basically taking off the prefix. Since the length of this is 1, we're just removing the first character. Let's say your prefix is something longer like that. Then this is now length 2. It's going to remove 2 letters from the beginning of the message, so it's just basically removing the prefix from the message. We're going to convert it to lowercase, since we don't want the command to be case sensitive, and then we're going to split it by this space, and that just basically turns it from a sentence into this array of words. Alright, so now we can actually get a command from this. And how we can do that is, we can say const command equals args.shift. And shift is a cool function in arrays. And what this will do is, it'll basically shift everything in this array to the left. So FGH will replace E, E will replace D, and it'll just go all the way back. And basically, this returns the first element. So imagine just pushing everything back, and the first element is like thrown out. And command is listening for that first element. So command is going to catch that first element. And so now the first element, which is our command name, remember, that's going to be stored in command. And the rest of these arguments are still going to be in the list. So now we have something really cool. We have args, which will contain all our argument, or we have commands, which is a command name. So now instead of all of this, let's bring this back real quick. Instead of all of this, we can just say if command equals ping. And we don't need the prefix now because the command is already sorted out. It already checked if there was a prefix on it. Wait, hold on. Let's import. Oh yeah, and how you can import stuff is you can click Control Space in VS Code, and you can just click Enter, and that'll import text channel again. It's because I commented it out and I had the editor sort the imports, so it just automatically removed it. So we need to import it again. So you have message.channel equals .create message pong, and we can say else if command equals, you know, triple equal signs also checks for types, so it's just good to use. We say command equals say, we can say we don't even need the args now. We can just say message.channel.create message args, and then to like merge these together, to merge all of these arguments together, we can say args.join, and we can join it with a space. So we just basically broke apart the args into this, which is useful because if you have like a purge command and you want to get the first argument, you just look up args index 0. But now, for the say command, we just need to join all the args together to make this a long string. So if we save this now, and wait for it till we restart. Alright, we started now, but the bot is online, and we head over to Discord. If we now say, hello world, you'll see that the bot replies as hello world. Now, it did lowercase the arguments, and if you want to, you can leave a comment to ask if you want to have a tutorial on how to make this capital case. One way to do it is, instead of this, we can probably make like a capital args variable, and we can just store like the actual thing that's being said. But I think this will work for now. It's basically what's happening. It's not saying the capital hello world because, well, we turned it into lowercase in code. As you can see right here, we turned everything to lowercase. This does have the benefit of giving commands making commands not case sensitive, but it has the side effect that if we have a command like say, it won't actually say the real thing. It will say everything in lowercase, and I can fix that in the next video if you want me to. But this video is already pretty long, so I'll probably end it right here. You can play around with making more commands, like, I don't know, make like a custom command that, you know, sends like something into chat or something from the arguments. So you can take a look into that, and I think that'll be it for my tutorial number 3. And thanks for watching.